Hi everybody, welcome back to Kirsty Runs Wild. I am 25 weeks pregnant and 3 days. It is Saturday, August something. God, is it August 16th? August 16th. Saturday, August 16th, and this is what I look like currently. My belly. We are doing work today. So today you can see going outside. Zachary is sanding and refinishing the dresser. So we are for the nursery. And my mom is cleaning off the raft. We're gonna have his family over tomorrow for a little barbecue. So I don't know how well you guys can hear me, but we are refinishing a couple of pieces of furniture, a dresser and a bureau, which this is the bureau with the drawers taken out. Zachary has made a really good progress. Well, actually some of the drawers are in. Really good progress on kind of sanding off that. It's like a blue stain or paint. We're not really sure. So we want to have those in the nursery, but we don't want them that color. So these are all the drawers taken out from the current piece of furniture that he's working on. And this is the nursery space. So it's about 21 square feet. And we're just kind of thinking about color scheme right now. I met with one of my sponsors this morning. She's an interior designer, and she actually was talking to me about like color palettes and that we should really order like the wall decals, which we've chosen dragons for our nursery theme. So we're gonna be ordering, well, I did order the dragons today that we picked for the walls so we can get them and then see like what color they actually are in real life and best match like a paint or a stain to the dragon decals so we can have everything tie in together. That was her advice and I also agreed. So haven't picked exactly a color yet. We were thinking gray because our crib is gray and because Zach really likes the color gray, so we picked gray for the crib and the changing table. So we were thinking gray, but that would be a lot of gray. And my sponsor said like, I don't know if you're going to be able to match that gray exactly. Like you won't be able to, so it will probably clash. So she suggested like a different color, like maybe green, like whatever color green the dragons are in the decals. So we will kind of wait to see when they come in. They're literally shipping from Ukraine from Etsy, so they might take like 2 to 3 weeks to come in. But meanwhile, we're just kind of sanding off that blue finish on the two dressers that are from like the 50s. Like my mom had them in the attic and she used them when she was kind of like newly married to my dad, I think. And I don't know, maybe they're from the 70s, but like, you know, they're okay. Like there's nothing really wrong with them, kind of. I mean, we're gonna have to like take one middle drawer out because this is a problem, and I think I'm gonna repurpose it into a cubby hole and put like a little decoration in there. I think it's gonna be cuter in the end. But like I was just looking at prices for like, you know, like dressers and bureaus, and there's like $300-400 is like the minimum. You know, you can easily go up to $1,000 and $1,200 for just like one piece of furniture. So I was like, yikes, if we can repurpose these, that would be great. They don't have like the tracks like for the drawers, like when you pull them open. So they're very like kind of, they rub up, like wood rubs up against wood. And I don't like that, like, but it's okay. So I'm just figuring, you know, we will deal with it for now. It'll be fine. Like it's not bad. And Zach said he doesn't mind it. And his bureaus right now in our room are like that and he's fine with them. So I don't know, like might as well just like save some, like a lot of money where we can right now. And we can still change our minds, or, you know, when we go more into our space where our baby will be, you know, 4, 5, 6 years old, we might move into a house by then, and then we might decide to get new furniture. So I think for now, we're going to stick with like these kinds of things to save some money. And we did get like a new changing table, which has drawers in it. So, you know, we also have a couple new things coming in, like the crib. So, and like I mentioned, his Mom and his brother's wife, and his 2 nephews are coming over tomorrow for a barbecue. That's why my mom is cleaning up all of the geese and duck poop off of the raft currently, to get ready, because the boys like to jump off the raft. They're 9 years old, twins. And so when they come over, Nancy, Zach's mom, is going to bring the crib and the changing table, because she bought that off our registry. So instead of waiting for the baby shower, she's going to bring it over tomorrow so we can start like setting it up, so we can see it in the space. We can see the color gray it actually is in real life. I have a feeling it might clash with some things. Like our floor is a gray, but it's like got like a, you know, a brown in it. It's kind of like leans brown or like warm toned. And I think the gray we got is more like neutral. I'm not sure, but it is what it is. Like at this point, things aren't going to be perfect, but we're going to do our best to like have things cute and match. So, that's the update on that front. So in terms of, OB appointments, I did have my 24-week OB appointment this Friday. Even though I'm 25 weeks, I'm a little bit off. I'm like 1 week off in the cadence, but that's okay. Still seeing the OB every 4 weeks. So I have one more time of seeing them every 4 weeks, and that will be at like my 28-week appointment. And then it goes to 2 weeks for a while. So I'll see them on 30 weeks, 32, 34, and then eventually it goes weekly. So I had that appointment. Everything was like normal and went well. So I got to hear the baby's heartbeat again with the Doppler, 152 beats per minute. They said it was perfect. And let's see, nothing really went wrong at this OB appointment, which was rare. I brought in my PFML paperwork for my doctor to sign off on and like fill out. And at first they were like, oh, you have to give that to the front desk. She doesn't do it because it takes too long. She'll just sign it in the end. We'll give it back to you. And I was like, okay. And I was like filling it out. I was ready to do that. But when she came in and I was kind of talking to her, she ended up like filling it out for me in there. And she kind of did it fast, but it should be okay. So I'm hoping that that goes smoothly. And like the reasoning she gave for why I need medical leave is like approved, no problem. She just said like postpartum recovery. I'm hoping that's enough. For that type of leave, like PFMLA in Massachusetts, it started in 2021. It's like you automatically get 12 weeks bonding time, paid leave, with the baby, and the dad does too. So me and Zach both get 12 weeks. Like all you need is a birth certificate, and you have to take it within the first year of the baby's life. You will get about 80% of your pay from the 2 highest paid quarters of the last year average. So it's pretty good. Like 80% of your typical pay is, I mean, not too shabby. So really excited about that. And then there's another type of leave that you can overlap with maternity, like the bonding, which is like medical. And they will do up to it depends on how much your OB signs off on. They can sign off on up to 12 weeks for medical leave as well. My OB said she would sign all 12 regardless of like what happens. Like some OBs do like only the max if you have like a C-section or complications. And some will just do like an extra 6 weeks if you have nothing. But my OB said, why wouldn't I give you all 12? You know, it's a big deal, like giving birth. You deserve to have as much as possible. So she did sign off on all 12 for me. So I'll have the 12 medical if it's approved, which I've never heard of anybody not getting it approved. So hopefully that goes smoothly. I'll have the 12 medical and then the 12 bonding. And I'm going to take it all in a row. So I should have 24 weeks in a row of 80% paid leave paid through the state PFMLA. So I will apply in late September for that, because it says that you should apply up to 60 days before your estimated like due date basically. And since my due date's November 26th, I will probably apply like late September, like September 26th or whatever, just to make sure everything goes smoothly. I want to get it done really early, but that will bite me in the butt if I do it too early possibly. So I'm going to try to be patient. But there's like a medical form she had to fill out. So I just wanted her to fill that out so I have it ready, because I'm not going to see her for like 2 more months, because my OB practice is huge. There's like 18 OBs that work there, and she's going to be in surgery, like doing surgery for the next like 2 months of my appointments. So I didn't want to wait like until October to get her to sign that. I want to be ahead of the game. So she did that at my appointment. The other update from my appointment was that last week I got my gestational diabetes test. I drank like that glucola drink. I got it done at 24 weeks because, well, it's in the window. They say between 24 and 28 weeks, you should get your sugar tested to see if you have gestational diabetes, because that's when it typically shows up in pregnancy. It doesn't show up until 24 weeks typically. And so most people do it like 26 or 28 weeks, but because my mom had gestational diabetes and I have been pre-diabetic before, those are a couple of risk factors for me to maybe have gestational diabetes. So my OB agreed that we should do it at 24 weeks if I wanted to. She wasn't like she didn't have like a strong opinion, but I kind of was like, let's just see. So she let me do it at 24 weeks, and my test results came back like fine. So I do not have gestational diabetes. The cutoff is like 135 and I was at 99. I don't know the units, but like that wasn't even like close. So she's like, I'm not even worried. You don't have to do further testing. We don't have to test again. Because one of my questions is like, do I have to, like what if it shows up still? Like it just hasn't shown up yet. And she was like, it's a really low chance that it will show up. So we don't have to test again. And also they take a urine every time I go do a visit. And I'm not really sure what they do with that urine, but she told me that there is like something that they measure in the urine that would indicate potentially gestational diabetes. So they just watch for that. And if that level went up, she would let me know and we could do the test again. So that made me feel better. Everybody like complains about the glucola drink. Like you have to drink it an hour before your blood test. And it's like just like a sugary drink. There's only 50 milligrams of sugar in it, which like is less than a Coke. So I'm like, it's really not that bad. And I love sweet. And it's like, my flavor was lemon lime and it just tasted like a flat Sprite. It actually tasted a little better. It was really good. There was no problem. I downed it in like 3 seconds. It was like not a big deal at all. I forget if I told you guys last time I checked, and I don't think I did. But when I went to do the test itself, it's like a timed test. So you have to like test exactly 1 hour after. There's like a 15-minute grace window or whatever for it. But you have to get your blood drawn like exactly an hour after. And they tell you to drink the drink an hour before your appointment and like mark when you finish it. And you have to drink it within 5 minutes. Again, I had no problem with that. Like I finished it in like 10 seconds less. And so I drank it at 12 noon, go to my appointment for 1. I was 10 minutes early. And the door is locked because they're on lunch. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to get in. I have a timed test. And there starts to be like a line forming out the door. And I'm like, ladies, like, do we mind if I go first? Because I'm like having a timed test. And like, they were like, of course. So she actually, thank God, the like secretary or whatever came in like 3 minutes before 1 instead of like 1, because the door said they'd be back at 1. And I was like, my appointment's at 1. I don't know how long it takes to check in and get in there and all that. So she came in and I was like, can I just ask you a timely question? Like, I need to get to my like blood draw in here. And she was like, okay, just check in and ring the doorbell and they should come out. They came out right away. It was fine. The Quest woman was amazing taking my blood. She like found a really creative vein like right away. My veins are like really hard to find, and got it done. And so that was that. So yeah, like my results came back good. They did do another like total blood count test. I was out of range for a few things, but my OB wasn't concerned. So, I was just like overlying a little bit. She was like, yeah, you could have had a cold. You could have been stressed. It's okay. I'm not concerned. I was like, any supplements I should take? She's like, nope, like you're fine. So I guess I'm good there. And, yeah, so I did have like another thing. There was one little thing with that Quest appointment that I had through my OB. Like they did call me and they were like, you missed an appointment on that date. And I was like, I did not miss that appointment. Like, so I'm like portal messaging them. I'm like, I didn't miss this appointment. Am I going to get charged a missed appointment fee? And we went back and forth and she called me and she was like answering like another question. And I was like, it's not my question. And I was frustrated, and then she transferred me to billing, and I asked billing, and billing was really good when they got back to me. They left me a message. They were like, we don't even charge for missed appointments, so you're fine. She's like, I do understand that you're saying you didn't miss the appointment. I hear you. And she's like, but also, like, we don't charge for missed appointments anyway. I'm like, great. Okay. So I let that go because it's like every time I go to my OB office, something weird happens like that. And it's like maddening, like super frustrating. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been, I guess. I'm just trying to see the bright side, because I have chosen to stay with my OB office after a long time of like deciding whether I should go to a different one. We have 2 other hospitals with OBs in connection with them, in my general area that I was looking at for like many, many, many weeks. And I finally decided I'm just going to stay at mine for a lot of different reasons. But it was just like ended up being like really stressful for me to try to transfer. So I stayed. So that is the update. And Zach just got finished sanding. And so that is, okay, so that's that. Oh, okay, so symptoms. I'm doing pretty good. The baby's supposed to double in size in the next couple weeks. So right now he is 13 and a half inches and 1.5 pounds. That's what they say on the apps and everything. And I can feel him a lot. I feel him move all the time and I love it. And sometimes I love this. Like I'll just be sitting in like an AA meeting at the end of the day. I'll be like feeling my tummy because he's moving and I like push back on him gently. And I'm just, sometimes he'll make these like weird movements that like I'm not used to feeling him in that place or like in that way. And I'll laugh to myself. Like I probably look like so crazy because I just start laughing and holding my tummy. And so I've nicknamed my baby my inside joke because he's inside me and he makes me laugh. So I call him my little inside joke now. And I just think that is the sweetest nickname ever. And I think I am hilarious and creative and brilliant. So I had to share that with you guys. So yeah, it's just me and my little inside joke here. It's really just such a special time. And I think I've mentioned this before, but it is my favorite part of pregnancy that so far that I can feel him. And I know some people love hearing the heartbeat or whatever, like seeing the ultrasound's amazing as well. But for me, it's feeling him. Like it's just like, I just feel so much love when I feel him. Sometimes I feel him like in my bladder and almost like right below my ribs, like at the same time. And I'm like, oh my God, like he is so big now, you know, like I can feel the length of him. And it's just, yeah, it is really just like a special experience that I know I'm really going to miss eventually, like when he's not in there, obviously when he's so happy he's out. But I just like really enjoy that part of this. So it's getting harder to roll around in bed. I might order one of those pregnancy pillows. I think I'll really like it. I really like to be like hugged and cuddled and I like to have things under my head and under my arm and in between my legs. So I think I'm going to order one of those like big pregnancy pillows. Also like one of those pregnancy bands for like your tummy. I've heard good things about it. I'm a little nervous that it's like going to slip down or like not work as well on me, but I'm going to try it, you know, might as well. And so yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any other updates. I did symptoms. Oh, my doctor also prescribed me Pepcid because I've been eating a lot of Tums. I eat like probably 7 a day average, and I've done it for like my whole pregnancy because I eat too much. I eat late at night. Like I could change all those things, but I just won't. So like, I'm just like, can I just have something else for her? And she's like, it is no problem to have Tums at the frequency you are, but I will prescribe you Pepcid because Tums clearly aren't working well enough for you. So she wasn't concerned about like the effect it would have on anything. She's more concerned just about my comfort. And she was like, if something works better, like let's do it. So called then to the pharmacy. I don't even think you need a prescription for it, but she called in one. So I'll try that. And I just like need Tums next to me all the time because of like even during session, like session's an hour. And like I can't wait an hour with acid burning in my throat to like get a Tums. So I need Tums like next to me when I have clients and everything. Oh, and that's the last thing I'll update you guys with is that I'm going to start telling clients next week about my pregnancy. So I met with my practice owner about starting that and trying to get like plans and how to deliver the message and plans for each client and stuff like that. So let you know how that goes. And oh yeah, like the beginning of this week, I also applied for my licensure to be a licensed mental health counselor. So that was like a 5-year journey. Like doesn't really have anything to do with pregnancy, but I did wait until we waited to start really trying to have a baby until I was definitely in the clear to be able to apply and finish my hours for licensure. So this was the moment we were waiting for. I was able to get my application in really smoothly. Well, you know, I'm not even 6 months pregnant. So able to do that. I might even get it back, like here back before the baby's born, and that would be cool, but I'm not really worried about it either way. So I applied on Monday, August 11th, 2025, after 2 years of full-time supervised experience under a qualified supervisor, 3 years of a master's degree, and 4 years of a bachelor's degree. So that was total a 9-year journey, but it was broken up for me because I had a long time between my undergrad and my master's. But you know, it was just a huge milestone, and it's something that I'll always remember that I did when I was, 5 months pregnant. And just really happy that that timeline worked out that way, so I didn't have to like interrupt my hours with maternity leave and come back and drag it out. Like, it's just, we can't control everything in this life, but you know, it worked out really well that we kind of planned it like that, and it did happen like that for us. So yeah, so, you know, like 25 going on 26 weeks, really enjoying like growing in size. So kind of people recognize that I'm pregnant more. And, you know, trying to slow down when possible. And just really kind of keep focused on like the things that we need to do to continue to get ready for this little baby. So it's been a good week on the baby front. So I guess that's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you soon.